We are in Naples, and we are entering into the Neapolitan tour dedicated to natural history and arts. A tribute to this beautiful city. Piazza Plebiscito is a square in Naples, located at the end of Via Toledo and looking out to sea. Is the largest square of the city and among the largest in Italy. Celebrations took place in the square. But the beginning of the 600 the royal palace by Domenico Fontana was built around it. In the 800 during the Napoleonic period, was redesigned and the state's palaces were built. The square has a semicircular Doric lava stone and marble. The center is the Church of San Francesco di Paola. The sides of the Palazzo Salerno, Palace of the Prefecture and the Royal Palace. In front of the church there are statues of Charles III of Bourbon and his son. The name of Piazza Plebiscito was decided after October 21, 1860. A plebiscite that declared the annexation of the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies to the Kingdom of Sardinia. Not far away stands the Teatro San Carlo. Real Teatro di San Carlo is an opera house in the most prestigious in the world. Founded in 1737, wanted by Charles of Bourbon, from which the name and is home to more than 2,000 spectators. Consisting of an audience, 5 tiers, a real stage, a gallery and a stage. Model for subsequent European theatres, built to a design by Giovanni Antonio Medrano, Colonel Brigadier Spanish and Angelo Caracciolo. In 1767 Ferdinando Fuga brought renovations, and in 1797 was made a restoration of decorations of the hall by Domenico Celli. In 1809 Gioacchino Murat commissioned the architect Antonio Niccolini to give the main facade neoclassical style. He later had new restorations up to 2008. San Carlo boasts of a perfect acoustics. Looking towards the sea, Castel dell'Ovo is the oldest castle in the city of Naples, seems to float on the magnificent bay. It is located between San Fernando and Chier in front of charming Mergellina. The castle stands on the island of Megaride, where Partenope was founded. In the 8th century BC, its name derives from a legend according to which the Latin poet Virgil hid an egg in the building that kept up the castle. The breaking of the egg would have sanctioned the collapse of the castle and many misfortunes to the city. In the 14th century, at the time of Queen Joanna I, The castle suffered damage to the partial collapse of an arch. The queen, not to scare the people, invented to have replaced the egg. Angevin Castle is a medieval and Renaissance castle, and it's the backdrop to the town hall square. Inside the castle there is the Civic Museum, headquarters of Napoli's story and Italian Risorgimento Institute. It was built at the behest of Charles I of Anjou, who in 1266 succeeded to the throne of Sicily, and moved the capital from Palermo to Naples. Have followed renovations and changes desired by the various dominations. The castle houses the Palatine Chapel facing the sea. At the bottom of a spiral staircase leads to the Baron's Hall. The main hall of the Angevin, wanted by Robert d'Anjou, was rebuilt under the Aragonese domain, who extended spaces. The room has an octagonal vault resting on a splay angle and 16 ribs that form a star design with a central ocular sprite. The vault welcomes Armory Hall to the left of the Palatine Chapel. Yet it is the Chapel of the Souls of Purgatory, dates back to the mid-16th century. By the will of the Spanish viceroys, stands the 14th century Chapel of Saint Martin of Tours, frescoed with histories of the saint. We can also visit the Chapel of San Francesco di Paola of the 15th century, so called because it housed the Holy One during a trip to Paris. Prisons are located underground beneath the Palatine Chapel. The crocodile pit called millet, grain storage, and prisons for convicts, and the prison of the barons. Walking towards the old town we admire Piazza del Gesù, and the most important church in Naples, west of the ancient Lower Decumanus. Inside it houses the body of Saint Giuseppe Moscati. Between 1629 and 1634 the first dome was built to a design by Valeriano and Pruvdi's family, and in 1635 to 1636 Giovanni Lanfranca frescoed the dome with a paradise. In 1639 the church suffered a fire and was subjected to a restoration directed by Cosimo Fanzago. Following the earthquake of 1688 it proceeded to reconstruction and completion. In 1717 Ferdinando Fuga planned reinforcement of pillars and soffits. Paolo de Mattis painted a Glory of the Virgin in the dome. In 1725 the Gesù Nuovo church was concluded. The church has had many transformations due to collapses, earthquakes and World War II. The facade of the palace became San Severino. Facade of the church is characterized by small pyramids upwards. The portal is in marble. The interior is Baroque Greek cross. Nearby we pass near San Domenico Maggiore and find San Severo Chapel or Church of Santa Maria della Pietà, or Pietà. Now deconsecrated adjacent to the building of the Principals of San Severo, separated by an alley. The chapel houses the veiled Christ known to the marble veil. The construction works began in 1593. After 20 years Alessandro Sansevero expanded the small building. In 1600 the structure was changed and little remained of Pietà. Still in the 1700 was transformed, and in this period they created masterpieces such as the Veiled Christ, Illusion, Modesty. From 1800 onwards, for water infiltration, the flooring was changed and began to be used for concerts and events. There are sculptures and paintings. Napoli is not only made history and the monuments, in fact among the alleys and streets we see a lot of creativity and folklore.
So burciano, sanamore con manava, non dicevo, tanavo da tustamo. Zitte migliaia borghese, ma chi si contenta, ma niente c'è, è tutto buono Napoli, e nessuno si può portare. Bravo,
Mossa Napoli, non sto asciugando e la reccia metà, e sì signore vale mastrare, e sì signora mamma e magazeggi, hanno fatto la festa che era vera meraviglia, capo spatti è nata là. Ale.
Moving to the opposite area we find the Duomo Cathedral dedicated to Santa Maria Assunta. The largest church and the seat of the Archdiocese of Naples. It is located in a small square surrounded by arcades. It houses the baptistry of San Giovanni in Fonti and 3 times a year, except the rite of the miracle of San Gennaro.